Hello and welcome back to my channel. So this is kind of the mood right here. Let's just get that out of the way. This was the mood, you know, a month ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, this week, next week. It's just the mood in general. I know everyone's feeling that, so that's all we need to say on that. I just thought I would reflect that in my apparel. So I was thinking that since I'm not going anywhere, this is maybe a good time to show how I get ready. And yeah, I'll just walk you guys through exactly what I do. I'll just take some extra steps, some things that I normally wouldn't put on, some extra things here and there, but just since we have the time, you know, we're sitting around, whatever, might as well just go through all the steps, all the hoops, you know, show off everything. I have my little setup right here. And then I have a mirror right here, so if I keep looking here, I'm just looking at myself and checking things out, seeing what the story is. So yeah. Okay, so I thought I would also just grab a second mirror. Maybe this is like better to look at, a little bit easier, and then it's not like me like staring somewhere off screen. So if I might be using this, or I might be using this other mirror that's here on the desk. So that's why I'm looking like all over the place. But let's get into this and see what we've got. First things first, my lips are feeling just a little bit chapped, so I'm just gonna go in my little drawer over here and grab some chapstick. This is just a Sephora one. I think it's the coconut one, coconut lip balm. It just looks like that right there. Super soft, super smooth. And yeah, so I can start with that. And like I said before, we'll just kind of take our time and I'll really walk through kind of everything that I do when I'm getting ready. You know, this is not like a normal routine because obviously I don't have like unlimited time in the morning if I'm getting ready for work or something like that. So maybe this is more reflective of if I were to be going out at night, like to dinner or going out, you know, to bars or a club or something. So yeah, so the first thing I would do is I would go ahead and prime. And okay, so also let me just let everyone know that I kind of use like a range of products. So some drugstore things work super well for me. And then some higher end things work super well too. This is the primer that I really like to use. This is a Maybelline Baby Skin one. And these last forever, especially because I don't put it all over my entire face. I really just put it right here by my nose. So I use my fingers a lot, freshly cleaned as well, freshly washed. And I just take like the tiniest bit. You can like barely even see it, you know, it's so small. And I'll go ahead and just, let's see, maybe a little bit here and a little bit here. This kind of just helps to minimize my pores just a little bit. I don't think I have like insane pores, but you can definitely see them. And I think this just kind of helps to like lay things down a little bit better. Also, I have like a little bit extra on my finger, and I don't know if you can see in here, but around my nose, it gets just a little bit red. And I have this like, I think it's a scar from like some childhood incident up here. So I'll just put a little bit over that and a little bit just right around the nose as well. So that's that. And then the next thing I'll go ahead and do is just grab a little bit of concealer. So this one is the Nars, the creamy concealer. That's that right there. This is in shade Canal, I think is how you say it. It's light 2.75. It's actually kind of dark, and obviously I'm not tan at all right now. But what I do with this is I'll just kind of put it right around my nose, literally the littlest bit in the world. And then a little over that one mark that I mentioned. And then sometimes I'll also just do a little bit on my chin, a little bit on the tip of my nose, and maybe a little bit like on my forehead area, just to add some brightness. You can like kind of barely see it, you know, just a little bit, but I just use a little bit, and that's kind of what I do. I use my finger a lot for this kind of thing, so I'll just kind of blend that in and add some brightness right to the forehead. And then also right over here, blend that out. Blend the nose, and then right around the nose as well. So yeah, that's kind of the deal with that right there. And then that's done. Looks pretty blended to me. I don't see anything that's sticking out. And we're ready to move on. Okay, so I feel like even just that like helps to reduce the redness, and it just brings like a clean and like kind of united canvas to start working with. So then the next thing I do is maybe different than what other people do, but I'll just show exactly, you know, my steps. All right, so yeah, I have my Cody Airspun loose powder right here. I'm sure you've seen this before. It's super inexpensive. It's like $5 or $6. I think it's like $5.49, something insanely inexpensive. It comes with a puff. I feel like the puff makes a huge mess, so I just throw it out. And this stuff is super like powdery anyways, and if you use a little bit, you know, you'll see it on your clothes, on your desk, on your vanity, whatever. It's gonna be all over. But I like this a lot. I know it's like an old person, like an old woman thing, but it works really well for me, and my skin gets pretty oily, so that's kind of just why I use it. So I just open it up and you can just see it right in there. And there's different shades of this one. This one is the honey beige. I know there's like a translucent and all this stuff, but I feel like this particular shade just helps to add like a little bit of color. So what I do next is I go ahead and grab just a fluffy powder brush. This one is by e.l.f. and it was not expensive at all. It was definitely under $10, like maybe $5 or $6. But it's lasted for a long time and it's super powdery, super soft. I just go ahead and any excess powder that's already in the lid, I'll just kind of, you know, run this around a little bit, grab my handy mirror and just start on in. And I kind of put a lot on, and then like throughout, even like 10-20 minutes after, you know, I'm finished getting ready, a lot of it will blend in and it doesn't look so powdery. And then I do like a setting spray later just to kind of make it look a little bit more skin-like. Yeah, so like I said, I just kind of do a decent amount of this just to make sure that there's no like reflective and oil, you know, shining through, because I really don't like that. And like I said, my skin gets pretty oily. Also, you'll notice that I go into my ears a little bit, and I don't know, you can just kind of see they're glistening, and I don't like that. So I just kind of go like this, just to help mattify and just bring things down a little bit. So yeah. So that's what I do with that. And then we can keep going. So since we're here and we have a decent amount of time, this is something else I would maybe do if I was going out at night. Probably not for work, just because I don't have, like I said, hours in the morning to get ready. But this is the e.l.f. HD powder. And this one is in Soft Luminous. So it has like a little bit of reflective, like almost shimmer in it, just a tiny bit. So I definitely don't use it all day for like all of my face, but what I will do, same thing, just kind of twist my brush in here a little bit, is do right in the middle, right on the nose, and then right on the chin, just to add a little bit of reflection that looks natural but not oily. So that's what I like to do with that. I just use a really little bit. This guy was maybe, I don't know, still super inexpensive. Maybe like $5, not a lot. So let's see, we're done with primer and concealer and powder. The next thing I would typically do is brows. So there's two brow products that I use. The first is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. So that would be that guy right here. And then this is in shade Taupe. So I just go ahead and push that up just a little bit, and it gets a little tip on there. And then I'm not super precise, but I go and start at the end, just because you can see, like, I almost don't have any brow on this side. It's only, you know, from the start to the middle is where you can really see it. And I just would like a little bit more, not crazy, but just so you can see that I have brows. So I just go ahead and run this through the whole thing a little bit, almost like, you know, you're coloring in. So you can see like that compared to that. It just adds a little bit more. I know that looks kind of nuts, you know, the one and not the other, but it'll look better in a little bit. I was always confused by, you know, beauty influencers would be like, oh, I'm gonna do my brows off camera. And now I'm realizing, okay, it takes some focus and some precision to talk and do this at the same time. So I totally understand that. But that's what I do with that. And then I'm not totally done with this yet, so I will keep this out. But the next brow product that I use is by Benefit, and it's the GimMe Brow. That's it right there. This is in the shade 1. I just ordered a new one of this because this is running low. I believe it's like, it's blonde for sure, but it's a cool blonde, I believe. I think they have like warm and neutral and all this stuff. But anyways, this is what it looks like. It's just like a little, almost like a tinted gel. So I'll go ahead and start from the beginning and just run this through on both sides. And it doesn't have to be super precise, like I said, just kind of like coating the hair. So that's that. Looks pretty similar, I know. But then I go back to this guy, the brow definer, and then I just use the spoolie end. And this is when I'm a little bit more precise and just kind of comb everything up and to the side. So yeah, that's that, just to give a little bit more brow and show that I actually, you know, do have eyebrows. So yeah, we're all set with these. I'm gonna go ahead and put these back. Okay, so the next thing that I would do is bronzer. I have a couple different bronzer options, but the first thing I would do is this. This is the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronze Tantastic in the shade 104. I'm pretty sure they only have like a few of these guys. But this one kind of, I guess, is sort of universal. I'm not sure how that works, but that's the shade of it right there. And yeah, now this one is like a little bit expensive. I think it was like $48 or $50, but I've had this for like 4 months already and I have not hit pan yet, and I use it almost every day. Well, I mean, not that we're inside now, or not since we're inside now, but you know, when I was going to work every day, when I was, you know, doing things at night or on the weekends, I would use this all the time. So anyways, the next thing I would grab for the brush is this guy here. This is a Real Techniques number 202. It's like a slanted contour brush. So what I do is just kind of pat around this, then I'll actually just use this mirror, and I start from a little bit higher than my actual, like, right below my cheekbone, so maybe like kind of on it, kind of off of it, and just kind of pat it in right here. I go kind of back and forth a couple times and just do something like that. I know it looks nuts, but it will come together afterwards. And then I just do the same thing over here. Yeah, so I always see that people say to kind of start higher than lower, just to give the effect of like lifting instead of like pulling down. And that seems to work. So I'll just kind of keep going, and I'll blend this all in a little bit, and you'll see that it doesn't look crazy in the end. And then I just kind of do my jawline. You know, I have like a million mirrors. I'm looking in the screen here, looking in, you know, my mirror over here. And then I'll kind of go down the neck as well, just to give the illusion that, you know, I haven't been inside for going on 4 weeks now. It's all a trick. I'm white as a ghost and still indoors. So that's that. You can literally see like almost like a white ring right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try to get rid of that. I'm gonna use this mirror just because I need to pull my shirt down and kind of get in here. So you can see this side kind of looks better, but this side still has like the white of my glowing Casper skin, which we do not love. We don't hate it, but we don't love it. And you need a tan. You need a tan. So yeah, I think that kind of looks a little bit more blended. And then for this bronzer, the last thing that I'll do is my forehead. And then I'll just kind of use this mirror here, lift up my hair and go right into the hairline and just try to kind of blend. I hate when I see like a white line here, so I'll just do my best to really get in there and make sure I do not have that. As you can see, that looks bronze kind of right there. I'll grab a little bit more of the bronzer and then kind of work my way down the forehead just a little bit and also down the sides of my face into the hairline. So that's that there. I think that looks pretty natural. And then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and grab that fluffy brush again and just kind of brush away right there. And I think that makes a huge difference. And it looks like more natural. It doesn't look like I have literally one thing on. I mean, maybe to you it does. It doesn't to me. It just looks very natural, and that's kind of like the main look that I'm going for. I don't want to look like I have like pounds of makeup, pounds of product on my face. I mean, you can definitely see that it's like a little bit, but I don't want to seem like I have like a ton of things on. So yeah, that's all for this bronzer here, so we could put that down. But that's not all for, you know, adding a little bit of dimension to the face. So I have a couple of options. I think we'll do the Hoola bronzer for today because I really like the little contour brush that it comes with. This is this. I'm sure everybody has seen this. This has been like a huge hit like a million times. This is a little, I think it's like a bamboo brush or something, but I just kind of go in here. I don't even know what the point of this like little tiny mirror is. Like you cannot see anything in there, but I go in there, maybe tap that off a little bit, grab my mirror, and then just, like I said, keep it high and do almost like a little like round rotation and do that. And then same thing for the other side. Yeah, and then I'll also just do, we'll blend this all in after, but I'll also just do, you know, right on the nose, right on the sides, just to make it seem like, give the illusion that I don't have a huge honker, which obviously I do. And then I also just cut the bottom, and I think that helps just to like slow it up a little bit. I think it already looks, you know, a little bit thinner and not as chunky. Who needs a chunky nose? Not me. But now I feel like this looks dark and this looks dark, so I'll just keep going with this and then add some more and just pop a little bit kind of like lightly on the forehead and do that and put that away now. So yeah, I go ahead and grab this brush again, and then I'll just pat that out a little bit over here as well, and then also right on the forehead just to give a more kind of blended and more seamless look. Yeah, so I think that looks pretty good. So we'll keep going with that. Like I said, I'll keep that brush out, just putting a different one away, and we can move along. So the next thing that I would do is just a little bit of blush, and we have a couple of options. I'll use two different ones just to kind of show. So I'll show you my favorite one and then also one that I just got. So my absolute favorite blush would be this one by Kylie Cosmetics. This is in shade Pink Powder. That's what that guy looks like right there. I think this is a really nice shade. There's no shimmer in it at all, and I really like that. I think sometimes I like some shimmer, but mostly, especially for work, I'll just do like super matte, and the only thing that will have shimmer is highlight. But if I was going out at night, maybe I would add more shimmer, or if I'm like, I don't even know, feeling a little shimmery, you know, I could add that. So anyways, that's the blush there. And then another one that I just got is a mini, and this is from Sephora. I know it's super tiny, but this is this here. It's a Nars, and the color is Deep Throat. I don't know how they sell these color names, and like people just don't say anything and keep buying them. I think it's really funny, but it's good. I like it. This one is from Sephora. Does like little birthday packages, like you get a free gift, and this one came with or this birthday package for this year was this blush, and then I also got, I don't know if it's like a lip pencil or like a full lip color, but I'll use that later and show you. But anyways, I'll use 2 of these, and let me grab the brush. So this is this guy here. This is a Sephora brush, a blush brush, and it is the Pro Precision Blush Brush 73. I like this a lot. It's super long, so you can kind of get a good handle on things. I think I'll use the matte one first, which is the Kylie one, which is this guy right here, or my mirror. And so I'll do a couple things. So I'll start in the nose, go up the nose just a little bit, and add a little bit of color. And then I'll just dip in, and I'll go starting from here, and I'll just kind of pat out like that. And then go back into it there. And then I'll actually also go a little bit closer to the eye, just so I don't have like a white space there, since I don't put concealer under here. It looks like a little like naked, but just to blend all of that in, I think that looks pretty good. And then we'll go back in for the other side. Yeah, so that's that, and then we'll move on to the Nars one here, the super tiny one. I kind of want to buy this in full size because I kind of like it. This one you have to pat off because for whatever reason the brush picks up a ton of pigment in that, so I just tapped it, and I'll just kind of do the same thing and go across everything. And yeah, I think that's pretty nice, and I like it. Does anyone else like do half of your makeup and then you're like, wow, okay, I can see this looks good, and then I think about what I looked like when I started this process, and I'm like, ooh, you know, we've already came a long way. So we're making magic, you know, happen here. This is a show. It's all going well. So yeah, we did the blush. Pop that back in here, and we'll continue. All right, so we finished pretty much all the face things. The last face thing that I do powder-wise is some highlight. And actually, I just picked this up. I treated myself for my birthday, and this is a Bobbi Brown highlight. I've only used this a few times so far, but I do like it. This is what it looks like here. It's like almost like a multicolored like brick. It sort of reminds me of like Hourglass compacts, where it's like almost like a mixture and like a tie-dye effect in here. It's nice. You can get kind of like a mix of colors. This one is the highlight powder in Pink Glow. So what I'll do is I'll just grab my highlight brush here, which is from Morphe, and it's a M532. I like it. It's super small. You can get really precise with it. I'll just like turn it around here a little bit. I kind of go a couple times around the pan just because I feel like this is hard to pick up for some reason. I do like it, but it takes a second to be picked up. This is like a nice fresh mirror, so there's nothing on it. So I'll use that. So I go right here, the typical highlight spot. And that's nice. It's kind of subtle. It's not anything crazy really. And then I also go right on the nose. The other side I'll do. And then also right above the eyebrow, below the eyebrow. And the same thing on the other side. And then the last thing is right above our Cupid's bow. So yeah, that's that. I like that a lot. And we can put this down. Okay, so now we are done with all of the face products and the powders. The last thing I'm gonna do for just like kind of the general face is grab my Trader Joe's Rosewater. I've talked about this before. I really like it. It smells super good. And it's really inexpensive. It's like $7 or $8. And then I just kind of spray all over. I don't really do too much, but kind of fan it out for a second. Oh, it smells so good, oh my gosh. And then I grab my beauty blender right here and just kind of pat in the little drops just so it doesn't dry. You can see those like little like water droplets, you know, I don't like that. So I want everything to be like seamless and easy and just look, you know, natural, but obviously nothing about this is natural. So that's that. And then I will do, let's see what's next. We can do a little bit of mascara. This one is by Benefit and they're real. This I really like a lot. I think it does a great job of coating the lashes and makes them a bit bigger without making them too big. I don't want like massive lashes. I just want like a little bit, you know, of definition. So let me do this. This takes a little bit of concentration, so 1 second. And that's that. I actually got a little bit up here, so I'll show you how to get rid of that in just a second. So yeah, I think those are pretty good. It just adds like a little bit and it kind of completes it. And also because I'm blonde, my eyelashes are pretty light. So this kind of just gives the illusion that I actually have eyelashes and they're not invisible. Similar to my brows, you know, just adding something to show that they're there. Nothing crazy. But like I was saying before, if you do make a mistake, you can just, sorry, like a million itches, oh my gosh. You can grab a Q-tip, kind of gross, but you lick it. But it's your own saliva, so it's like whatever. And then just wherever you accidentally hit the mascara on your skin, just go over it, and it's as if nothing ever happened. And you throw this away. Okay, so last area is the lips. Now this is what I was explaining that I got, you know, for the Sephora, like a birthday, in your birthday month you get like a little free sample. So I got this little Nars, I don't really know if like exactly what they call this, a lip, it's called Bad Girl, LOL, Velvet Matte Lip Pencil. So it's not like a lip liner and it's not like a full lip color. I don't really know if you're supposed to do this all over everything, but I will show you what I do. So what I do with a lip liner or something like this is exactly what it sounds. I go below, especially right here in the middle. I'll do a little, you know, drop down a little bit. And then since my lips are just a little bit uneven, and this side is a little bit slimmer, I'll go a little bit higher here and then just go on my natural line over on this side. So I'll show you what that looks like. So this just kind of gives the illusion that the lips are a little bit fuller. So that's that there. And then I'll just kind of close this up. And then the very, very last step is grabbing my Fenty lip gloss, which is right here. It smells really good. It smells like sweet, like maybe like cotton candy. And this is in the clear shade, which is, I guess the line is Glass Bomb, and then the color is Glass Slipper. So I just kind of go like this, rub them together, and yeah. That's kind of all I do with that. And that is that. Alrighty, so that is my Get Ready With Me. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe you used some of these products, or maybe you saw a product that you would like to use. I'll try and put all the products in the description. If one or two are missing, they might be sold out, or maybe a couple of these products, you know, are a little bit older, but I'll do my best to maybe find a good replacement, or, you know, something really comparable to something that I used. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I so appreciate it. And I hope everybody is staying safe and staying indoors when possible. Yeah, so thanks so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.